Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus guys giving you more of the meta. So want to show a recent opponent that I ran into that was running this particular play. He was using this play out of I think it's either the Colts or the Eagles playbook. It's the post rail. This is a play that he used against me when I was in a cover 6 defense, and he was basically toasting me with this particular play. But he had a pretty well mix of his offense. He didn't use one of the money plays out of the Eagles offense that most players do. It's that motion slot receiver where it's kind of like a wheel. Very, very popular play with an inside whip, but he had pretty good success with this particular play. So on the first series, he comes in a heavy set, and basically I just like to run a lot of cover 4, you know, hard flat type stuff, and just make sure I've got my inside safeties on a run. Now he jumps into tight off, and typically what I like to do on this is in the type of situation, I'm going to go ahead and run hard flats. I got my defense base aligned, and he actually has, I think what he's got basically a post right here. He's got a slant underneath it, and then he's got a whip on the back side, and I think this is an out. This guy, I think, was running his play stock. I carried over. I was a 3 rec, and for the most part, I saw this guy kind of coming in my zone, so I knew he was going to be coming across the field, so I had to carry with him, but he had that whip on the back side of it, and he was able to go ahead and hit that because he got leverage against his defender, and he actually gets a nice first down in that type of situation. So he's picking up nice chunky yards right there. He's got very good progressions and reads, and he uses the routes that development, the route combinations to get the user out of position and expose that. Goes with a nice little inside run. You get him into a 2nd and 8 situation. I think he kind of struggled against my run defense the entire game. Me, on the other hand, I was shredding this guy in the ground. Basically had over 100 yards. Goes with basically kind of a fake RPO. He's actually going to come back to this and set me up for a play that you rarely see getting used online, but it is kind of an NFL concept, which is it's an RPO pass play. Right here he goes an empty, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and jump into my new empty defense. Essentially what it is it's 34 blitz, sending the house, user and a guy on the edge, and then essentially just kind of falling back in the coverage. That's what's good about this defense, is that someone's coming in for the most part. So you can see actually the edge pressure comes off the edge right here. But he's able to go ahead and get myself a situation where we knock the ball out, get him to 2nd and 10. So now he goes back in the tight, the trips tight flex, and this is his play that he likes to use. And essentially what it is, and let me see if I can set this up. Actually, I hit this guy up with cover 6. I like cover 6 because you've got basically matching principles off on the back side. You got your quarter flat over here with this defender, and you've got this guy that's going to kind of work the inside of this. Most people play verticals when they play trips, or they might play some other stuff, but what he had going on is this route concept. So he had this post route concept. He had a deep post. He had an inside route right here, and then had a wheel underneath. And you could see the leverage that he's got on this defender. This defender actually was completely out of position, and he actually popped me for this play 3 or 4 times in the game where he was getting first downs and actually doing that. So he goes back into I form close. I'm going to go ahead and just go in, press my guys down, say, hey, beat me over the top. I got basically defenders right here. Right here, if this guy comes to the outside, this guy's covered, and my responsibility is to cover this tight end going off the left, and actually hit me basically with this concept. It's a Texas concept where he's got a fullback. Basically, he's got kind of an over route right here, and I think he's got a route that's going to the outside. He should be hitting this fullback. This is where he should be going with the ball, but I think what he was doing is he was trying to hit the outside sideline. And when maybe he made his progression from this way and actually came around to this way before he could see the fullback. I think what happens is I got a coverage sack on him. This is a play I've ran a lot in previous Maddens, and he didn't read the fullback. That fullback is what makes Texas go. So he'll come back to Texas, but he was really looking for the outside. And he would just make a regression over the middle of the field. So now I decide I get him in a 2nd and 21. I'm going to go ahead and light this guy up with basically a blitz. I'm going to go with you know, double A gap blitz, bring my guy down to the box, force this guy to go ahead and beat me over the top. He jumps into his money play, and I shaded in the inside. I always shade in the inside when I'm playing this, and this play is perfect for what he's doing. And I think he blocked his running back. He saw the box coming in, so see the running back comes in. I'm actually I got to, you know, really what I'm doing is I'm trying to take away this route right here and then play in the middle of the field. And he's just letting this play develop. He throws the outside corner with Dotson, and he gets the ball in the end zone. So double A gap blitz doesn't work against this. Should have probably jumped in some type of a cover 3 shell for that particular play. So now you could see right now, I've actually chewed the clock down a little bit. I'm up 14-0 against this guy. Once again, I'm running cover 6, and I decided to go ahead and shift my line over with the anticipation he's going to run the ball. Right here, you could see the matching principles with this defender right here doesn't come up correctly. He gets himself out of position. My defender underneath doesn't play it correctly, and then Dotson actually goes and takes off. So, guys, if you've ran into that particular play, which essentially is that you know, that post play, which you know, is one of those plays out there that you could see that doesn't work very, you know, it was something I was struggling with. Like, what do you guys do for the post rail? Like, how do you stop that on defense? I actually went ahead and labbed it, and I found it was a little bit easier than you would expect. But I wanted to kind of share this with you, is that if you guys down below, if you have a defense for it, let me know what you guys run. But I have a specific defense, which is very easy, snap, you know, basically stock defense you can use. So here he's coming back to this Texas concept. He misread it. Now he goes into gun bunch, open, tight end. He's in a situation now. It's fourth, you know, basically in the fourth quarter, and he's got to go ahead and score. He's got to move the ball down the field. I go into basically this crossfire blitz type coverage. He doesn't have a read right there, but he throws it to the sideline and comes down with it, man. That's a tough catch. It's tough when you're playing defense when you see some people get away with that type of stuff. So this guy actually had, you know, his slew of money plays that he liked to use in the game, and he knew his progressions. He knew where he needed to throw the ball. Now he goes into the gun stack off, and I showed you this before. Previously, what he did is he did the motion jet sweep, and they ran the ball with the quarterback. This is what's rare. You don't see a lot of people go ahead and do this. I go and switch up the defense. I think I went ahead and jumped, and I put a cover 9 off the side, and basically I'm watching the run. I go out to the run, and I see that this is one of those plays where this guy's going to kind of come out, and you got the running back that comes up to the seam, which basically this is supposed to expose, and he's got a tight end route, and then you have like kind of an out and up. I've ran this play before in the past, and I've got to take away this run because this running back play, because this guy's going to be open for a touchdown. It's the way this play is designed. He quickly identifies that I'm kind of playing in the middle of the field, and he actually hits the crossing route by the tight end and picks up some monster yards right there. So, you know, you show basically the jet sweep against your opponent, and then you go ahead and use the halfback seam play in that type of situation. So now he comes back into the tight set. I'm anticipating that he's going to do this type of stuff once again. So I jump into a cover 3 coverage. Right here, I've got coverage 3, but he actually goes in and runs the ball. So he's looking at the clock right now. This is what he's looking at, and he's like, okay, I need to chew the clock down, get this ball into the 2-minute warning, not really give me a lot of time to move the ball, because the way I was running my offense, it was ground and pound, where I was just running the ball against him and not really passing a lot. So right here, he goes into another a doubles formation. I had my mana line on. And this is typically what I don't typically do, but it actually worked out pretty well for me because I got an extra defender off to the right side, and these guys are going to just completely bail out of the position. I actually tried running. He had positioning. If I didn't have that extra defender because of the mana line, this could have been ugly for me. He would have been able to run it in, but basically that held him to a couple yards right there. So now he goes to the gun, a tray open, switches things up against me a little bit. And I think because of what he was using, I think I jumped into cover 4 against him. Yeah, so I'm in cover 4. So this is my adjustment. I was I was anticipating that he was going to still use that one play where he's going to do this type concept where he's got a wheel, but he switches into another play right here. I jump into cover 4, and I've got the third wide receiver. I got to watch this. These guys are locked up on this side, so I'm not really worried about this side. I'm worried about any guys kind of coming over the middle of the field. So I'm watching that really quick, and he actually plays basically kind of a wheel. He's got a stick concept right here. This is a play. Actually, no, he's got smash concept. This is a shock option. This is a play that I run all the time against my opponents. But what I like to do is I like to streak up this tight end. He should have thrown this right away. That's his first progression. So I think I might have froze him a little bit. He should be dropping the ball off to the running back. I drop down to the tight end route. He kind of waits, and then he just gets himself out of position, and I'm able to go to get him into 4th and 19. So right here, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and light this guy up with a blitz. I'm going to go with a man blitz. Once again, I'm going to use the 34 defense. I just like how the defenders align a little bit for me. So I'm just going to set that up once again. And pinch bucko, inside shade right here. The biggest threat with this defense, I'm not really worried about any kind of stuff out here. He's going to have to block his running back. His biggest challenge right here is if he's got a corner out right here. That's the weakness of this defense and what I'm running right now. So if he does anything on the inside with the tight end, he's screwed. And you can see he does. So he had a crossing route over the middle, and because he didn't have anything going to the outside, this is why he didn't have enough time for this to develop and actually go ahead and get a stop against this guy. So I got kind of a lucky break against this guy with that coverage sack with the cover 4, but I wanted to show this guy to you guys. What defense do you guys run against that post route play? If you guys put it down in the notes, I really appreciate it. So once again, thank you for your support. Until next time.